Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on this short Mosel training video about data ingestion. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can read and write data from and to Excel workbook and CSV files. I have already created a small sample data in both formats. I will start by walking you through the sample data and then continue with showing you the necessary commands for reading data from Excel workbooks. In previous videos, you learned about the Mosel file structure and how you can create different types of arrays and scholars. Within Mosel, to gain access to the command lines we need for reading data from Excel files, we must add line 3, as you see in this file. After declaring our arrays, the second item we need to add is an initialization block, as highlighted in my Mosel file. The first scholar I would like to read is the number of products, which is declared in tab 1, entry A5. To read this scholar value, we simply add line 27 as highlighted. Note that when I scroll on box A5, I notice that the entry is a named box in my workbook. Mosel is smart enough to understand that, and so you can simply replace line 27 with this tab name, with this box name and line 28. Now I'm going to move on the Products tab and read the product information. As you see, this is the list. To be able to do that, I would simply bring the commands that I have in my initialization block. And one of them is the product name, and the second is the product tier. As you see, I tell to skip header, the name of the headers here, and then focus on tab products, and you are looking at range from A to B, which are A to B, these two paths here. And then for the product tier, the array that I'm reading ranges from here, A to C, but the columns of focus are column 1 and column 3, and here I am naming them explicitly. You might ask, is it possible to read both at the same time? Yes, it is. And so for that purpose, then you would simply replace line 29 and 30 with these two lines. And now you would be reading both at the same time, and you don't need to name the appropriate columns for the arrays. Next, I would like to go to the second tab, and that's P&L, and it would tell the duration, the wood, and the profit that you would be making by producing each product. To initialize these three arrays, you could simply, like we did as a name box, you could do the same because these three arrays are like a name box with the same index. Or you could simply use the other command that you can actually have within Mosel, and that's by simply having the declaration like we did for the other case. Line 34, 35, and 36, and 37 and 8 and 9 are very well exchangeable. So the arrays that we populated so far were lists. They were not a table that had a column and a row that were different indices. So now imagine we have a table like the one that you see, the demand table for every product, but it's a demand across period 1, 2, 3, and 4. So to populate that array, we would simply use this command. We have part index, and that would tell that only one of the indices will be read from the Excel file. The second one will be populated by Mosel itself. And so here I am declaring to select tab 1 and then look at A10 to E13, which is here. So this set of entries. The next item to demonstrate is how we can read data from CSV files. So one thing that you would notice is that the command that I'm using here This one is for this type of data set, the XLS or workbooks. The other one is for the CSV files. But the rest of the commands are pretty much the same, except that in CSV files, there is no tab name because there is only one tab in any CSV file. And the last item to show, I just want to do a quick manipulation on the data and write it back to the Excel sheet. So for that purpose, I just try to change the number of products from 4 to 5, and also the profit, like I'm getting the square of that value, and I'm writing it back to my Excel sheet. And to write back, we use the same command, except that when you have that initialization block, instead of from, you use to. So as you see here, we have initializing from, and now you're writing data to Excel sheets. And the rest of commands are pretty much the same. Now I'm going to run my file. It gave me an error, and that's correct. So I'm going to change this to Excel because I haven't declared that file name, and rerun it again. I have a typo here in the P&L. The range is start. So I have to add the $ and have the range A as the start. So I have to rerun this another time. And there we go. Our arrays are populated, and you could look at them. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for bearing me during this training video. Looking forward to the next one. Have a good one.